Imagine a force that can shatter walls made of the toughest material around. We're talking adamantium, a body that withstood being right next to the sun's core for a few seconds, and is so tough it seems to defy the laws of physics. Who would win in a fight? The green giant, who gets stronger the madder he gets? Or this walking mountain of rocks who's knocked out some seriously powerful beings from space? Is it Hulk smash, or is it clobber in time? This is the fight fans have been debating for ages. Today, we're going to take a close look at the science and the anatomical secrets of one of Marvel's hardest-to-hurt heroes, Benjamin Grimm, the Thing from the Fantastic Four. They say he's the toughest thing on Earth, according to science. Before we go on, tell me in the comments who you think would win this epic battle between the Thing and the Hulk. Can this orange rock man withstand the green giant's rage? Stick around, because we're about to reveal some incredible things about what makes him so durable, how it all began. To understand what the Thing is like on the inside, we have to go back to the beginning of his story. Benjamin Grimm was born on the famous Yancey Street in New York City. His life wasn't easy, but he became a top-notch test pilot, served in the military, like a Marine, and was a star football player in college. His life was turned upside down after he was hit by intense cosmic radiation during a test space mission, led by his best friend, Reed Richards. It's important to know that Ben tried to talk Reed out of going on this mission, warning him that the ship wasn't properly shielded. He only agreed to pilot it out of loyalty to his friend. This detail shows why Ben became so resentful after turning into the Thing. He felt like he warned them something would go wrong, but nobody listened. Unlike his friends who gained powers but kept their human appearance, Ben had the most drastic and seemingly irreversible change. His entire body was covered in orange rock-like plates. This completely changed his body on the outside and his cells on the inside. This irreversible change, and the way it messed with his head, make the Thing a complex character. He has incredible strength, but also a sensitive emotional side. Inside the stone armor, the most striking thing about the Thing is, of course, his orange rock skin. But what is this skin really made of? It's not normal rock, you see. Think of it as a kind of alien crystalline material, a silicate, which formed because the cosmic radiation altered the molecules of his cells. These plates are like a natural, self-repairing, living armor. It's a perfect blend of stone and a living organism. Studying it up close, they found something incredible. Each plate is several centimeters thick on the outside, but gets less dense on the inside, blending with his body's tissues. Looking under a microscope, Marvel's scientists discovered that the plates are made of tiny interconnected crystals. These crystals can move slightly to withstand and absorb impacts. It's like a super advanced material that works in a way we don't expect. The points where one plate meets another aren't weak. They are like flexible joints that allow him to move very well for someone his size. They function like super strong articulations. In these joints, there's a special fluid that helps them slide, like a lubricant. His orange color comes from the iron and other minerals that are now in his cells. Basically, Ben Grimm has become a mixture of a living being and a mineral. Rock. Something totally unique in the Marvel universe. A cool fact: the stone plates remember their shape and always grow back the same way. That's why the pattern of the rocks on his body stays the same over time, even after a lot of fighting and getting injured. And what about the fingers? Why only 4? That's a classic question. If you look at the Thing, you'll see he only has 4 fingers on his hands and 4 toes on his feet. Why is that? This has been a very distinctive feature of his look since he first appeared. The simplest explanation, which holds true in the comics, is that the cosmic radiation that transformed him changed everything about his body, including how his digits developed. Instead of having 5 separate fingers like a normal human, the rock and the bone, crystalline structure formed in a way that fused or reduced some fingers, resulting in just 4 on each hand and foot. So, it's not that he lost a finger. It's that his transformed body simply reconfigured itself with 4 digits. It's a design detail that the artists liked, and that has become an iconic part of his appearance. It's a consequence of the specific way the mutation happened to Ben Grimm. And what's he like on the inside? A lot of people think the Thing is just a guy with rocks on top, but the truth is much more complicated and interesting. On the inside, all of Ben's organs have changed. Reed Richards ran some tests on Ben and discovered that his heart, which is now 3 times larger than normal, has muscle walls as hard as titanium. It beats very slowly when he's at rest, about 15 times per minute. A super slow rhythm, but one that sends his thick blood throughout his body much more efficiently than before. His lungs, liver, and other organs have become tougher and stronger to handle the new demands of his body. His blood is still red, but it's thick, like motor oil, and has tiny floating minerals that help his cells repair themselves. Tests show that his red blood cells, erythrocytes, are 200 times better at carrying oxygen. That's why he can live in places with very little oxygen in the air. His digestive system has changed to be able to extract energy from food much more efficiently than a human's. The thing has to eat a lot more, about 4 times more calories than a normal person, something like 10,000 calories a day. His stomach can digest things that would harm us, even certain types of rock and metal, though he rarely eats them. The bacteria in his gut are completely different from ours. His brain remained Ben Grimm's, which is a great thing, but it's now super protected inside a skull that can withstand explosions. The fluid that protected the brain, cerebrospinal fluid, has been replaced by a crystal-like liquid that provides much better cushioning. One surprising thing is his skeleton. Instead of bones, he has an organic crystal and metal alloy that can absorb energy, kind of like vibranium, that super strong metal. That's why the thing can take incredibly powerful hits that would shatter anyone else. The thing's nervous system is curious. His nerves have rearranged themselves so that he feels less physical pain, but he can still feel things with his hands, his sense of touch, well enough to do delicate work. He can feel a pressure as light as 0.5 grams, even with his stone gloves. And all that strength? Now, let's get to what everyone wants to know. Is the thing really that strong? Normally, the thing can lift about 85 tons. To give you an idea, that's the same as lifting about 14 adult African elephants, an empty Boeing 737, or around 57 small cars. When he's under a lot of stress, Ben has been seen pushing past this limit, getting close to 100 tons of force. To put that in the context of the Marvel Universe, he's a bit less strong than the Hulk in his normal state, about 100 tons, but much stronger than heroes like Spider-Man, 10 tons, and is close to She-Hulk, 75 to 90 tons. Unlike the Hulk, who gets stronger the angrier he gets, the Thing's strength is always the same and reliable. This is good in a fight because he knows exactly how much force to use. The most impressive things the Thing has done with his strength are holding up a collapsing mountain long enough for everyone to evacuate the city, shattering alien metals that had withstood nuclear bombs, stopping a runaway train going 160 kilometers per hour, that's about 100 miles per hour, before it could crash. Winning a boxing match against the champion, one of the elders of the universe, super ancient and powerful beings. The force of his punch is extremely important. A well-placed punch from the Thing can have the force of 2 tons of dynamite. According to S.H.I.E.L.D., his fists are Category 10 weapons. His jumps are also incredible. Even though he weighs 500 kilograms, about 1,100 pounds, he can jump up to 9 meters, 30 feet, high and 30 meters, 100 feet, forward. The fastest he can run is about 48 kilometers per hour, 30 miles per hour. Not super fast for a hero, but it's terrifying to think of a guy this size coming at you at that speed. The Thing running at top speed has an impact force similar to that of a small truck. One aspect of his body that few people talk about is his stamina. Ben can perform at peak physical exertion without stopping for up to 85 hours without getting tired. In a dangerous situation, he stayed awake for a whole week. Another cool thing is that he can do delicate tasks with his hands. Even with his giant stone fingers, the Thing can do jobs that require a lot of precision, like typing or assembling small gadgets. Is the Thing unbreakable? This is where the Thing really shines. His rock skin gives him a level of durability that almost no one else has. He is one of the hardest beings to injure in the Marvel Universe. He can withstand extreme temperatures. From minus 125 degrees Celsius, minus 193 Fahrenheit, to 1,200 degrees Celsius, 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, hot as lava, without feeling a thing. He's bulletproof against almost all conventional firearms, including tank shells. He can survive falls from incredible heights. He's fallen from space, about 50 kilometers or 31 miles up, and been fine. He can withstand explosions powerful enough to destroy entire buildings. He can survive in the vacuum of space for about 30 minutes. He can withstand immense pressures, similar to those at the bottom of the ocean, at a depth of about 2,800 meters, over 9,000 feet, near the Mariana Trench. He once withstood being very close to the surface of the sun for a short time. One impressive event happened when the Thing was hit by a super strong cosmic energy blast, equivalent to 10 nuclear bombs combined. While other heroes were knocked out, Ben was just a little dizzy for a while and recovered quickly. Reed Richards believes that the unique structure of his rock plates allows him to absorb and disperse energy in a way that our current science can't explain. His cells are so tough that it's almost impossible to pierce him. The plates are as hard as diamond in some places. Once, fighting the villain Terrax, the Thing was the only one who could withstand the blows from his cosmic axe, which could cut through almost anything. He's not immortal in the sense that he can never get hurt, but he will live a much longer life. Scientists think he ages about 3 times slower than a normal person. Theoretically, Ben could live for about 250 to 300 years. He's almost immune to earthly diseases, and his cells are constantly repairing themselves, fixing minor damage. He does heal, not as fast as Wolverine, but in a very effective and efficient way. Injuries that would kill a normal person heal in hours or days. A truly broken bone can heal in 48 hours, while deep cuts close up in 3 or 4 hours. A cool thing is his resistance to energy attacks. He can withstand energy blasts that would vaporize reinforced concrete. In a fight against a Kree, an alien race, he resisted a blast from a super powerful energy weapon that could penetrate titanium armor. Reed Richards gave him an 8.7 out of 10 on a durability scale, showing that his resistance is much more consistent and predictable than the Hulk's. But does he have weaknesses? Yes, even though he's a rock, the Thing isn't indestructible. It's super important to know where he's vulnerable. Vulnerable to sonic attacks. Vibrations of certain types and frequencies can create small cracks in his stone hide. Villains like Ulysses Claw have used this against him. Strong acids, very potent acids, especially those specifically designed for him, can get through his defenses. Dr. Doom has created such an acid before. Emotional vulnerability. Ben feels bad about his appearance, and his enemies use this against him. His sadness can be used against him, especially if his family and friends are in danger. A villain once took him down without throwing a single punch, just by using his mind. Matter manipulation. Beings who can control matter, like the Molecule Man, can disrupt his rock plates. Strong magnetic fields. Since he has iron in his body, very strong magnetic fields can affect his balance. Magneto has shown that he can manipulate him to some extent. Still needs to breathe. Toxic gases or things that cut off his air supply can knock him out. The joints. The connections between the plates are more sensitive than the plates themselves. Precise attacks on his joints are painful and hinder his movement. But Ben uses his intelligence and fighting experience to compensate. He uses techniques that take advantage of his strength and protect his weak spots. Incredible fun facts and hidden abilities. There are some aspects of the Thing's abilities that few people know about and are quite surprising. Enhanced senses. Many people don't think so, but he sees and hears better than a human. And his sense of smell has also improved, allowing him to detect very faint scents. Resistant to mental manipulation. It's harder for villains who read minds or control minds to affect him. Withstands hazardous environments. Besides space, he can survive in toxic atmospheres and with little oxygen, because his modified lungs can extract oxygen even from dangerous mixtures. Immune to diseases and poisons. He is almost immune to earthly diseases and has a very high resistance to poisons. Feels less pain. He feels pain, but at a level that doesn't stop him, so he keeps fighting even when he's seriously injured. Quickly learns fighting styles. With experience, he can learn complex fighting moves quickly, making him a very adaptable fighter. And some fascinating facts about his body. He only needs to sleep about 4 hours a day. His blood coagulates, stops bleeding, super fast. He doesn't float. He sinks in water because he's so dense. His eyes are super tough, almost impossible to injure, but he sees perfectly and they filter out radiation. His sense of taste remained the same, even becoming more sensitive. He loves to eat well. He doesn't have normal fingerprints, but the unique patterns on his stone fingertips are even better for identifying him. Has the Thing changed over time? Yes. When he first appeared in 1961, his skin looked more like scales or clay, and he wasn't as strong. Over the years, the rock plates became more defined and crystal-like. The structure of his cells continued to change due to the radiation, and his strength and durability have gradually increased over the years and through his many battles. Reed Richards has a theory that this crystalline structure is slowly maturing. This means the Thing might still become much stronger and more durable in the future, continuing to adapt and change little by little. Thing versus Hulk, the final showdown. Okay, now for the million-dollar question. Thing versus Hulk. Who would win? Let's do a quick comparison. Pure strength. The Hulk starts at a strength level of 100 tons and becomes infinitely stronger the madder he gets. The Thing has a fixed strength of 85 tons, peaking at 100. Advantage. The Hulk, especially if the fight drags on. Durability. The Hulk heals super fast and is nearly indestructible at his peak rage. The Thing can take a lot of punishment up front, gunfire, heat, cold, impacts, but his healing is slower. Advantage: the Hulk in healing and at peak rage. The Thing in initial resistance to almost any kind of damage. Fighting intelligence: the Hulk is unpredictable. It depends on whether it's Banner or the Raging Hulk. Generally less smart when he's angry. The Thing keeps his cool and has years of fighting experience. He is a technical and intelligent fighter. Advantage: the Thing. This is his greatest asset. Physiology: the Hulk is all super dense, elastic muscle and skin. The Thing is a mix of mineral and organic matter with crystalline plates. The Thing is better against things that pierce or extreme heat, cold. The Hulk is better at taking blunt force trauma and recovering. In the comic books, the outcome has varied quite a bit, but the Hulk usually wins in longer fights because his strength never stops growing. But the Thing's intelligence in a fight always makes him a tough opponent. Reed Richards did some calculations and found that, in a direct fight, the Thing has a 63% chance of winning in the first 2 minutes. But that chance drops to just 17% after 5 minutes when the Hulk gets much angrier. Conclusion: the Thing's body is one of the most incredible examples of transformation in the Marvel Universe. He is not entirely human, nor entirely mineral. Benjamin Grimm is unique, and it's hard to put him in a box. His strength and durability make him one of the most powerful heroes on Earth. But what truly makes the character is that he remains human on the inside, with a code of honor and a giant heart, both literally and figuratively, even through hardship. On the outside, he's made of stone, but the Ben Grimm we know is in there, standing firm and strong. So, if this fight against the Hulk went down, who do you think would win? Leave your guess down below. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos about our heroes. Thanks for watching till the end. Next week, we'll analyze another Marvel hero. Suggest who you want to see in the comments.